This is a stimulus update and daily news report. Got some important updates to share with you. President Biden wants to authorize a huge new stimulus effort. He also gave a speech talking about more spending that needs to be done. I'll play you the video clip of exactly what he said. $750 stimulus checks have just been approved in one state. Also, could your next check be $240 per year or $100 per month? And I'll also let you know the states that are giving stimulus check payments just for the month of May, and I'll give you some other important updates as well. Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. If you appreciate the fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below. So, Biden emphasizes need to keep arming Ukraine in tour of Alabama weapons plant. The trip diverges from other visits to states Biden has recently made, which have mainly focused on domestic policy themes. So, when he went to the Lockheed Martin, which is the weapons factory, he spoke about a few different things, but mainly what's going on for Ukraine and more spending that needs to be done there. Take a look of what he has to say.
And every worker in this facility and every American taxpayer is directly contributing to the case for freedom. And that's something we can all be incredibly proud of, in my view. Last week, I sent Congress, if you excuse a point of personal privilege, talking like an old senator, but sent a supplemental budget, a fancy way of saying we need more money, to make sure the United States can continue to send weapons directly to the front lines of freedom in Ukraine, and to continue to provide economic and humanitarian assistance to help the Ukrainian people. And I urge the Congress to pass this funding quickly to help Ukraine continue to succeed against Russian aggression, just as they did when they won the Battle of Kyiv. And to make sure the United States and our allies can replenish our own stocks of weapons to replace what we've sent to Ukraine. As I said from the beginning, this fight is not going to be cheap. But caving to aggression would even be more costly. We either back the Ukrainian people as they defend their country, or we stand by as Russia continues its atrocities and aggression. I know what the answer is, and I think you all do too. I'll bet I know what the answer to this plan is. There's something else here that to be understood. Being the arsenal of democracy also means good-paying jobs for American workers. In Alabama and the states all across America where defense equipment is manufactured and assembled, 265 people here at this plant are directly employed working on the Javelin program. All told, Lockheed Martin has brought nearly 3,000 jobs to Alabama. The armed forces of the United States of America are going to continue to be the best armed, most capable fighting force in the history of the world. In order to do that, we have to make sure our vital defense supplies are getting the inputs and supplies they need to produce and protect and provide the full capacity.
What are your thoughts on that? So another $33 billion going to Ukraine. To give you some perspective, Ukraine is actually smaller than Texas. Let me know, should this money be used for helping out with Ukraine? Should it be used for helping out people in the US? Let me know your thoughts on all that down in the comments below. Also, Biden wants to authorize a huge new stimulus effort, but it's not what you think. So what he's talking about here, what this article is about, is the $10,000 in student loan debt per borrower that could potentially be forgiven for anybody making less than $250,000, also excluding lawyers and doctors. Let me know your thoughts on that, student loan forgiveness. I keep saying if he's going to go for student loan forgiveness, he should follow up on his other promise of $200 more per month for every Social Security recipient. Let me know your thoughts on that as well. Also, when it comes to stimulus news, stimulus update, could your next check be for $240 per year or $100 per month? What this is talking about are the gas stimulus checks. So some lawmakers have proposed stimulus plans to help Americans cope with these costs. One plan could provide $100 per month and another could provide $240 per year. Obviously, most people want the $100 per month because you're getting $1,200 per year compared to $240 per year. But will it happen? In order for this to happen, these stimulus checks, these gas stimulus checks, they're basically based on the price of gas. So if gas prices remain high, then you'll have a higher stimulus check, either monthly or yearly. At this point, these proposals haven't really worked their way through Congress. They're kind of stalled at the moment, but I'll keep you updated. And then bills signed clearing the way for $750 frontline worker checks. So this is going on in Minnesota, Minnesota. Take a look at this video clip right here explaining more.
Well, state officials say they will be sending out these bonus checks meant to be around $750 sometime this summer. The question now is, will this deal help bring about more?
And that is how good government can work. Thank you all.
A multi-billion-dollar deal gets everyone smiling at the Capitol. Yeah, Governor Tim Walz signed the actual bill into law on Friday, but who is stopping him from a victory lap? The new law includes bonus checks for workers on the front lines of the pandemic. State officials say it'll take 3 or 4 weeks to start taking applications. Once the website goes live, there's a 45-day application window, followed by a 15-day appeal process.
I think that pushes us out to about 10 to 12 weeks before we can reasonably expect that checks will be out the door.
State officials expect more than 660,000 people will apply, which means the check will be around $750. They'll be smaller if more people apply, bigger if fewer people do. Workers in 15 industries are eligible if they couldn't work from home and meet income limits. For a year, frontline workers have said they should be rewarded.
And guys, I'm sorry, but today I keep pinching myself that we actually did it.
Even after this deal, there's still more than $6 billion in budget surplus and nearly as many ideas on how to spend it. Walz is insisting $100 rebate checks per adult must be in whatever final agreement lawmakers reach.
Minnesotans are overwhelmingly supportive of it, and I'm willing to compromise, but I'm not going to compromise out a top priority of mine.
Monday, lawmakers said they want more deals before the session ends this month. Yet with a divided legislature, it's possible we may have seen the last one.
What are your thoughts on that? Should there be more frontline checks going out? Should it go out to people who aren't working maybe, and other, people like SSI, SSDI, people with disabilities? Let me know your thoughts on that. So that is just for Minnesota, but starting to see a trend here because in Merced, I think I said that right, offering $500 checks to residents with certain requirements. So this is going on in California. So you might be entitled to a $500 stimulus payment if you live in Merced and work through the pandemic. So this is the city of Merced in California, and they have applications open, and the city will be giving out a total of $2,000 one-time, only $500 payments. So basically, if you live in this city, you go to the website, and if you are considered an essential worker, you could get a $500 check or more potentially. So yeah, that's another thing. I saw this maybe a month ago, some states and cities doing this, but that's two of them, $750 check and a $500 check for California. Speaking of California, $150 for public transportation in Los Angeles. A new program plans to send out $150 a month for public transit. The initiative comes from the Los Angeles Department of Transportation, so this is still a proposal as well to help out people with public transportation. And then thousands of Chicago residents apply for chance to receive $500 for 12 months. There's a lot of need. So basically, if you are living in Chicago, there is a pilot program that is going to accept 5,000 people to get $500 per month for a year. So if you live in Chicago, definitely try to apply for that. And if you know anybody who lives in Chicago, have them apply for that program as well. It's a lot of people it could help. And then Stimulus Check 2022 update. These states set to receive payments in May. So I'll just go over the stimulus checks that are being paid out for the month of May to keep it relevant. So California, sort of, giving out the $600 checks or $1,200 checks, which are the ones for people who did not receive them. And then the second batch, which was around $1,100 for single and family. So those are just for people who did not get those stimulus checks in the past. But new stimulus checks here, state of Delaware is going to issue a tax rebate by the end of May, and individual filers will get $300, couples will get $600. So that's in Delaware. That's coming out in May. And then Indiana, $125 and $250. So although it's not specifically for May, you have until, you were able to start applying for it starting in January, which means you can get it now. If you live in Indiana, take advantage of that. And then Illinois is expected to make payments to taxpayers of up to $400 sometime later this year. The City of Chicago will provide prepaid gas and transport cards to residents who are eligible. and the city will issue prepaid gas cards worth up to $150 and up to 100,000 prepaid gas cards worth up to $50. And then, yeah, so that's it for that. Yep, those are those. And that is all the news that I have for you today to hopefully brighten your day a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
This is Oh, never mind, sorry. This is about the tip of the day. I'm going to tell you one thing what you can feel. If you really want something, then be a survivor with some juice. Just kidding. Be a survivor and do whatever you want, because that when someone's here for you, you can always use some help. Anyways, bye-bye.
Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all of your time and spending some time with me and, me giving you the facts straight up. I don't like to talk a lot and ramble on. I just like to give it to you straight. Anyways, if you appreciate that, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. And if you want to check out any of my other videos on my other channels, you could click up here. And this is actually, check this out, it's on my Wise Buys channel. It's a letter to your kids that you could write. And so whenever you have a baby or know someone who has a baby, you could write letters that you could give them throughout their life. It's a really cool thing. Check it out up there, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.